I will not be quite that loud, but I hope you can still hear me. I'm Evan Munn, and in this most festive of moods, I'd like to take a moment to thank all of the parents and students who I've grown up with, and all the staff and administration who have made this event possible. Although, I must say, I am not quite sure why I am here speaking to you all today. Tradition says that the valedictorian must deliver an address at the graduation ceremony, a position which would seem to indicate that I had accrued more knowledge in my 4 years here than any of my classmates. As a result, I find myself in the peculiar position of speaking as the school's ambassador of knowledge, when in fact I don't feel as if I know anything at all. I know all of you, class of 2016, your names and your faces, many of your stories, but the world is so much bigger than that. There are so many important questions to be asked, so many times when we as humans must wonder why. There are lighter questions, like why anybody cares which side we keep our tassels on, or why the United States can't find any legitimate presidential candidates. And there are heavier questions, like what happens when you die? Why do bad things happen to good people? And why we even try in a world which seems pitted against us at every turn. I don't know the answer to these questions, and yet they keep coming back, demanding a response. We live on a shard of a pebble, floating around a speck of light, swirling in a galaxy which is dwarfed by a possibly infinite and unknown quantity of existence, which we call the universe. What we do doesn't change anything, and yet we as humans had the audacity to look at our galaxy and say, hey, that looks like spilled milk. So we called it the Milky Way because that's what we do. We are tiny, insignificant, and useless in some grand scheme which we can't even begin to comprehend. And yet we don't care. We are important and change our world that we can understand in profound ways that may not be immediately palpable. In our world of wild teenage dreams, perhaps we will not achieve everything that we want to. There is infinite potential, but only a finite reality. And although we try to push down the looming questions of life, someday you will find yourself beaten down and wondering, what have I done for the world? Why do I matter? There will always be people in the world who want you to feel small just so that they can feel big. But in these moments of reflection, I want you to remember this. You may not know why we are here, or why it's worth going on, but your valedictorian doesn't know, and you know what? Nobody else knows either. This is the human curse which we must all bear together. But there is something that I do know. Everybody at this event, not just our class, but every single person, has profoundly changed the lives of everyone around them. I want you to remember that each time you take a stand or make a change, you influence those around you in minute ways which add up to something incredible. Each of us was built on the actions of others who we ourselves helped to build. And without your little touches of personality, the world would be infinitely different. Perhaps one day, a parent made their child a special breakfast, and that child smiled at you on the bus in elementary school, which gave you the courage to talk to your neighbor in class. And that's how you met your best friend. Perhaps one day you high-fived that best friend, and so they high-fived one of their friends, who went into an interview charged with energy and warmed up for the crisp handshake which may have just landed them their dream job. These intangibles are everywhere, and I know you feel young and spry now, but when you are 30 years old and wondering what you have done, well, you can say that you're the reason for everything. We are one interconnected web of purpose, and whether this massive universe likes it or not, our lives are enormously powerful. We have created a home on this tiny shard of a pebble, and we can't give up now. Go into the world with spirit, and don't let the big bully of life get you down, because you are all forces of change. I might not know how or why yet, but you have all changed me, and I hope that when things are at their worst, remembering me will help change things for you too. I wish you all the best, class of 2016.